Isn't that very scary to live those days? Apart from all this geopolitical mumbo-jumbo and all the economical threats, now we have AI to fear about, right? I mean, you seen this social media? AI will take over the humans and get rid of us. Or more kind of peaceful, just take over all our jobs. Well, with the version that they will finish at us all, let's leave it for the movies, yeah? Because, come on, we're doing it really good ourselves. But about our jobs, it seems to be straight to the point, right? We always hear that this or another position will be replaced soon. I mean, come on, before even AI, by European Parliament, it was reviewed that, oh my gosh, most likely 50% of jobs will be gone because of the automation by 2030. And now, AI came. Oof. Really scary, right? Well, my name is Alex, and you are watching Know the Game, and today, calmly, peacefully, we'll try to figure out what is actually going on. You see, in social media, you might get a really wrong idea. For example, take an example education, right? And we see a lot of videos where professors are going crazy since students are cheating with AI non-stop. The new generation will be dumb and stupid, we say. Then, teacher profession itself will be replaced. I mean, everything can be taught to you by AI, right? In a business definitely will replace all marketing, all designers, all anyone you can think of, because AI can do it better, right? Right? So what is truly AI, artificial intelligence? Well, you see, I'm not a specialist of AI to give you a lecture what is AI. But from my entrepreneurial perspective, I can give you obvious explanation. It's completely new technology that we are truly yet not sure how to use right. It's obviously overhyped, and you can see quite a lot of reports that is basically another techie bubble. But let's keep it for later. Let's just review it from perspective that in any case, this is a completely new technology, which is, as usual, as we humans do, we poorly regulate something new. And you see, there's another interesting thing. Any technology, anything, like I say in economics, guys, in economy, there is no such thing good or something bad. It's all about implementation. Same as AI. It's all about implementation. Just like nuclear energy. It could be a light or could be But let's break it down. Is AI so perfect and amazing? Because I bet you encountered quite a lot of issues with it as well. Same with me. I have a whole warehouse stacked of issues and errors that AI presented to me. Take, for example, a presentation that I made for my students when we were discussing topic price elasticity of supply. AI gave me unexpected example for perfect price elasticity of supply, where he stated, with the example of grain, if the price is above the production cost, supply becomes infinite. Excuse me? Infinite grain? We sorted out world hunger, guys. Well, classical book example and very simple example would be, for example, software. You just uploaded software once to the server and it's irrelevant how many millions of copies people will download. You just have this file that can be downloaded. AI decided to give us example of grain. Infinite grain that suppliers will provide, eh? The amount of issues I'm encountering when I'm generating this or another content because AI is jumping between different programs. Or when I'm writing the scenarios, oh, don't get me started. And programmers can give us a lot of examples. And designers and video editors, come on guys, come on. Have you seen these videos? Huh? You are telling me this will replace us? Oh, come on. Spare me. And at this moment, quite a lot of viewers divided on certain parts. Some are, yes, stupid AI. Some are, where he's going with that. And some are, dude, you can't even use AI and you will give us a lecture about AI? Are you out of your mind? Yep, that's the main twist of this video. You see, I want to tell you some sort of distant memory that I have. I'm running in some sort of office, like not even a teenager yet. And there are a lot of old ladies with their typewriters and these huge new computers in front of them. And they're complaining, oh my gosh, computers, those computers. Why do we need those computers, huh? My typewriter, I'm so used to this thing. It's so working perfectly. And they give us this unknown machine. Why anyone would need to use this machine when you have a perfect typewriter, eh? More than 30 years have passed since then. And I think right now, I'm hearing the same computers when it comes to AI. So let's get finally to the point. What is the real problem with artificial intelligence? When it comes to issues with AI, we can split them in two major parts, if you say. First part, it's a new and poorly regulated technology. You see, we're not even talking about the government regulations. We are talking also about ethics and foremost. The creators are so proud of their brainchild that they never really thought through how to release it into the world so people wouldn't abuse the hell out of it. Or even the simpler question, how the AI itself should treat the tasks we give it. Of course, business wants to be first, the business is to be most impressive, there is a competition, and obviously they want to impress us more with the features, with the things that the AI can do. But in the media, there are documented cases where parents claim chatbots like Character AI or even OpenAI contributed to tragic outcomes with teenagers. For example, a Florida family filed a lawsuit against Character AI, and now, by the time I started making this video, also OpenAI as well, because of, well, certain not positive situation with their son. Yeah, YouTube algorithms, because now who are we to blame? AI? Or we should blame the developers who in all this fuss because of the high competition is trying to release us the newest version without testing how personalization works in regards of sensitive topics or in regards of users' age, have no time to actually bother about this and just need to present the newest product to show that we are ahead of the competition. Or maybe we should blame the government who's not imposing regulations, while in the same time we know that governments are slow. Take example about vapes, about electric scooters even. How long did it took your country's government to properly regulate this thing? Not to mention about the industry, which first is the biggest taxpayer and second, well, changing so dramatically, you're really easy to lose the track of it. But here's where it's getting very interesting. The users. I'm easy on students. I was one myself who actually felt like studying when you've got friends, games, girls, parties, life is boiling all around you. And then you need to write an essay, do this homework, meet the deadlines. Oh, kill me. Even for me, the best grades came later when I started my MBA at the age 35, when I was already able to say what I need, why I need. Because that was a conscious choice. I understood what I was studying and why, not just because the adults say so. So yeah, I get the students' laziness. It makes sense. The problem is, yep, this second issue that I was promising you. Adults' laziness. And that's already a diagnosis. You see, we not just procrastinate. We are lazy. And we are given the tool that technically allows us to do nothing, even more than before, and we use it to do nothing. Though AI is not exactly for that. It's not a technology for slacking off, it's a technology for working smarter. So you stop wasting your life on a routine BS and start doing things that actually matter. And that's how it's always been there. Remember why YouTube was created? So people could share knowledge, exchange experience, grow. And what did we turn it into? Cats, food, assets, and more info noises than actual meaning. Same story with AI now. Once again, we're taking insanely powerful tool completely wrong. And CEO of Nvidia, Jensen Huang, said it really good.
What do you tell people who are scared of losing their jobs?
Oh, you're not going to lose your job to AI. You're going to lose your job to somebody who uses AI.
Indeed, you shouldn't be afraid of AI taking your job, but you should be afraid that people who are better with AI will take your job. And that's exactly where the real problem lies. Too many people are trying to dump onto AI the things that should remain in their own competence. Because AI is an absolutely phenomenal tool when you use it with your head, not when you blindly say, do everything for me. I teach business and economics. Can you imagine how long it took before to prepare presentation for 1 hour and a half long class? Quite often more than 1 hour and a half. Because you need to do the right phrasing. You need to think about the content you're gonna put there and there. And then, believe it or not, the damn pictures took time. And then you also need to design this thing. First relief came with the Microsoft Designer tool in PPT, where I could just drop the text, drop some pictures, press design, ta-da! Or even sometimes Designer feature could allow me to save time on searching of the picture and create design with no picture required. Creating presentation became easier. What did AI do for me? It's more simplified my job. Now I can ask AI to generate me a skeleton of the 20-slide presentation, for instance, according to certain program, according to certain requirements. Then I'll just copy the content, put it in another AI, and generate the actual presentation. But I need to do it right. I need to ensure that first AI generated the content as I was requesting, according to the program I was requesting, and covered all the important things for this class that I was expecting and preparing to say. And then, on the other AI which generates PPT, I need to make sure there are no such things like, well, this perfectly elastic grain. But that's the main thing. You need to do it as a specialist. It's just skills, unnecessary routine job, not replacing you. The result, instead of hours, it might take me up to 15 minutes to prepare material for my next class, where I will be concentrated only on fixing issues which AI brought, and it will bring. AI makes errors, especially because I'm using 2 different AIs for the final outcome. But again, it took away the routine. Now I just need to take, if it made some information from a different syllabus, or it gave too much of it, or it used wrong picture, or the content is dodgy. But it takes already up to 15 minutes, not hours, of doing unnecessary things like redesigning, because once you drop the picture, everything went down and you need to somehow relocate and readjust things. You're not searching for the actual picture without additional watermarks, without additional this and that, and the picture that will actually be suitable for your presentation. You're not wasting time on phrasing. How better to say to the student whose English level is not so awesome, this or another thing, that they will get it. This all done by AI. Meaning I can concentrate on students. What's wrong with the Billy's scores? What should I give Jimmy because he's doing better than all class and he needs his additional credit score? So what assignment I can give? I can concentrate actually on students. Because you see, it's not about it's really easy to replace teachers. So teachers generating things on AI. No, you see, lazy teachers were always there. Just before they were downloading someone's PPTs from the internet, or teachers pay teachers without adjusting them to their needs and their program. So they were always there. But that's why we have always good teacher or not so good teacher. That's a different things, guys. The tool have changed. The attitude is still there. So yeah, saying that teachers will be replaced by AI, a bit naive. Another example, scripts for these videos, yeah. Try to generate a scenario for a video of your choice in AI of your choice. And you will see, whoa. Okay, I tried prompting. Quality improved, but yeah. What actually works, I dump my stream of thoughts and AI adds dynamics, structure, rhythm. Proofread and check for inconsistencies. Yes, that still works. And here's a Mark Twain famous saying. I didn't have time to write a short letter, so I wrote a long one. You see, anyone can write a lot. Writing short, tight, and meaningful is an art. AI helps exactly there. Sometimes it drags you off course because it doesn't see the full picture or misses irony. But that is fixable, right? And what about stock videos? Certain situations is really hard to find on free platforms. And have you seen the prices on paid stocks? Mamma mia! And what's happening now? I just need to go into the AI, write down the situation, generate image, select suitable image, and then ask it to make a video. That's it. And here's the Pareto principle 80-20 fits perfectly. AI removes 80% of the routine, searching, rough drafts, initial layout, so you can focus on a 20% where real value is created. Meaning, logic, examples, explanation. I was talking so long about my personal experience. Just to swing back to the real thing here. The problem that everyone considers, that employer will decide that, oh, we got an AI, so we can fire so many people and finally relax. Nope, not that easy. AI will generate a logo? Great. But what that logo actually mean? What does the color palette, shape, brand, mood convey? Without understanding the essence, it's just a pretty picture. Oh, AI will handle SMM? Of course, it totally knows the company, long-term strategy, brand vision, customer pain points. Nope, it doesn't. AI will write articles, product descriptions, user manuals, sure, but who is going to give it the data? Who is actually going to hold the product in their hands, test it, understand the details? The kid who just finished online course yesterday? No, that must be done by the specialist who knows the product, who knows the consumer, who knows the context. I always smile when I hear people saying, oh, the future belongs to the prompt engineers. Really? Are you serious? Yes, there will be a new profession now, prompt engineers, which will be basically an assistant position for specialist, for him to simplify his requests, to make sure that he do something that he needs to do more effective, faster, and more efficient. That's it. The specialist who can set the task and evaluate the result. So what we can outline so far? AI will not replace specialists. It will give them super speed. And here, it's a legit point where somebody can say, yes, but since we are taking the routine from them, then we don't need so many specialists, right? Then still, a lot of people will lose their job. And here I want to add another interesting perspective on this situation. You see, yes, people will lose jobs, especially in a big and medium business. A lot of jobs will be cut off because, you know, how business works. It's all about increasing profits and lowering down the expenses. But have you considered another part that AI will do? And what it truly does? You see, AI breaks barriers to entry, which were set very high before, but thanks to AI, they are a little bit knocked off, let's call it this way. For example, myself, I'm doing business consulting. Previously, just 3 years ago, for me to conduct a marketing research for this or another customer inquiry, possible, but more expensive than I even charge these days. What happens this day? Oh, just for 20 or 30 bucks a month, I can conduct reasonable, backed up research for my customers. So something that was available for big, fancy companies now available for a small business. And yes, that's what I'm saying here. Quite a lot of small and medium businesses will appear and they will be able to compete with monopolies, oligopolies, or just destroy such thing as monopolistic competition. Remember how it happened with accounting. Every company should have their own accountant. And accountant is a position where you cannot just save on a salary, because poorly paid accountant will profitalize somewhere else and maybe on your company. So quite a lot of business couldn't continue because they just couldn't afford proper accountant. Because if something is not going well, you still have legal obligations to the employee you hired, right? Now, with the big outsourcing out there for accounting, for the starting companies, it became much more easier. Companies became so more flexible. What does it mean? Now, to compete even with Disney, very soon, you will not need to invest so much in a fancy equipment, hire so many professional specialists. All what you will need is a team of professionals, creative professionals, who really want something to be done and are ready to do it without involving huge financial investments. Today, you need a scriptwriter and 2 creative animators who know how to drive AI. And you already have a content you're not ashamed to release. Same with the films, series, games. While the giant studios are busy checking every box on the current agenda, the internet is getting flooded with the stuff people actually want to watch. Because you no longer need 9-figure budgets, and it's just to entertain. In marketing, design, consulting, manufacturing, AI has to become the greater democratizer of efficiency. Small companies suddenly have tools that used to be exclusive to the corporations only. Landing page, visuals, draft content used to take teams 2 or 3 weeks. Now you can have working prototype in 1 evening. So no, it's not all doom and gloom with AI, at least not with the AI we have today. It's not killing the market, it's reformatting it and giving the win to those who think and move faster. And you know what? Sometimes it really feels like whole AI is dangerous hysteria is quietly fueled by the biggest corporations themselves. Because it's exactly this new reality that breaks the monopolies. Tech gets cheaper, barriers collapse, and suddenly a small business gets capabilities that used to cost millions. For giants, that's an existential threat. So for them, it's easier to scare you off from the new technology rather than compete with it. And here comes one more thing that we never brought much attention to. Have you ever tried to hire somebody? Those who were definitely know where I'm going. It's really hard to find qualified specialists these days. And not only because all the big companies hired them already, it's just there's not so many of them. There are quite a lot of unqualified labor. Media constantly likes to brag about, ooh, the planet is overcrowded, but what reality we see? All developed countries, they are shrinking in size. And we learned this already long time in automation, because technically automation was to face the most serious issue that we are about to have. Not enough workforce. There's a shortage not only of specialists, but even regular labor. AI and the machines aren't so much taking people's job as filling the gaps where there simply aren't enough people, or where people no longer want to soul-crushing repetitive work. Look at China as the perfect example. A huge number of young people don't want to stand at the conveyor belt all day. They want to be in logistics, supply chains, travel, communicate, see the world. And AI takes over exactly the monotonous part, leaving humans the work that involves coordination, communication, flexibility, and meaning. And if it's not exactly clear, let me explain you. Factories of China having a lot of issues of hiring new labor. Because have you ever tried working at the conveyor, where you're doing same thing all day long? 8-hour shift, 12-hour shift, it's irrelevant. 5 days a week, 6 days a week. Have you ever thought about doing this all day long? Actions might differ, like now, especially youth, and not only youth, are choosing food delivery instead of that because they can see places, they can be places, they can communicate with people, they can actually see the life, but not stand all day and do this thing all day long, all week long, all year long. Think about it. And you might like say, automation, AI, drones will take over those positions soon as well. Guys, really? Is our city infrastructure prepared for that? And the main thing, have you seen what is going on in Ukraine? And what drones are used for? And what capabilities it gives in? Yeah, I think delivery guys are secured as never been before. So, not everything's so bad and gloomy, right? Well, let's come back to the first point that we didn't consider in the start of the video, that AI will destroy us. Because we discarded this kind of option because, come on, we're doing it really good ourselves. But let's put it this way. While Skynet scenario, exactly as a Skynet scenario, seems not to work because, come on, AI is not actually intelligence, artificial intelligence. It's just a very powerful technology that works with a lot of tags. Every word that you say is a tag to be used. It's not actually thinking for itself, alright? The problem is people who design the AI and what they put into it and how to use this or another tag. That's the main issue. And we've seen this already with certain poems about certain presidents. That's what I'm talking about. It's all about what developers of this or another AI plan to use it for and what agenda it will follow. Our phones already collect everything we need and don't need. You say pizza out loud once, boom, pizza ads everywhere. I search for something on platform X and platform Y already knows what tone to take with me in its ads. Now, AI is available in every phone, in every computer, in every gadget. It's getting to know us better and better, faster and deeper. What come out from that? First of all, hyper-personalized advertising. That's borderline psychic. Before, you could scroll past it. Now, the ad will know your exact weak points. It won't just sell you what you might want. It will also be able to sell you and convince you to buy something you don't want. Because now it knows every string of you, so it can pull it more perfectly. And what about scammers? They're already diabolically smart. And what will happen now? Even without AI, scammers are doing really well to get what they want. And now, add the deepfake voice, face, perfectly styled message, and that's the key to be picked in minutes. Sometimes, all that it will take to be somebody will be really pissed off at the company they work for or for the boss they work for to leak the database with a very important information that, thanks to AI, can be used very powerfully and very efficiently. And that's just the beginning. AI will become table stakes. You either master it or you're not even in the game. Result? Every person is completely transparent, laid bare, because all of us will have to use AI non-stop. And it will be very personalized, so obviously we will be fully transparent to the system for business and for other things as well. It will be perfect toy for not a nice regime. And speaking of the regimes, yes, soldiers can be trained to obey blindly. Yes, people can be drowned in media noise. We remember what Germany and Japan showed us during World War II. Even surrounded by atrocities, people stay blind for a shockingly long time. Because anyway, everyone got their own problems. But Vietnam showed us that at a certain point, eyes do open. The October Revolution showed that you can push people so far that finally people will snap. history is full of examples where the army eventually turned and stood with the people. But when everything moves into AI, including the military-industrial complex, real horror begins. At that point, you can completely ignore public opinion. No consequences. The army no longer has to consist of humans, so it no longer can stand with humans. You see, the problem with AI is not an AI. It's about the people who control it and what for they control it. When I watched Tucker Carlson interview with Sam Altman, and the topic turned into his former colleague and what happened to him, I got actual chills. It was pure Venom level villain energy. And suddenly you remember Ted Kaczynski and his manifesto, Industrial Society and its Future. And you see, it doesn't sound like a ravings of a madman anymore. Especially if we don't introduce truly conscious, truly independent oversights of these technologies. Not corporate oversight, but generally independent institution, if it's even possible. You see, if we sum it up, the problem of AI is not about the problem of intelligence at all. They are problems of new technology that we simply haven't fully understood yet. We need to study it, accept all its mistakes and limitations, and learn to live with it. And this is not a question for developers or just government. This is a question for absolutely everyone, for the whole society. It all comes down to learning how to work with it and how to use this technology wisely. Myself, I do explain to students how to use AI right, because quite often I tell them to make a presentation for this or another topic, and I want to make sure that they know what they're talking about. And this can be really easily checked if they can actually present it, convince you about what's going on. If you have some doubts, ask some questions and you will find out if they truly know what they are talking about. But I don't want them to waste their time on designing a presentation, thinking about where to get this or another picture. They need to concentrate on understanding the subject and topic they are talking about. That's it. AI is a powerful assistant. And for students who are obsessed with the videos like this, guys, most of it is just AI-generated content just to attract your attention and your clicks and views. And most of it is also just an advertisement for this or another AI. Keep this in mind and use this tool wisely as your assistant in important thing, studies. Because what we truly outlined today, you need to be a specialist. And to be a specialist, well, like it or not, you need to study. At least that's a start. And for the professionals, don't look at AI as a tool that will do job for you. Use it as your assistant, who will still make mistakes because it's still an assistant, a newbie, and doesn't know all the details and all the specifics of this or another topic. Use it to get rid of the routine and make more time for the actual job, or even just time to relax. So it's not about, will AI take my job? No, it's all about how good can I use AI to improve myself, to be able to compete in the modern world. This is new computer from my previous example. Basically, if you will not master it, it's like you still sticking to this typewriter when everybody else is using a computer. But the most important thing, we are moving into the era where control over the technology is critically important. All the screaming about AI will take our jobs sometimes suspiciously sound like a big corpse crying that, oh my god, we're gonna lose our monopolies! Or maybe it's to distract us from another problem. And so that I don't slide into the conspiracy theories, though, do you know any conspiracy theories by now which were debunked and actually being actual truth? That's another story. Let me finish it this way. The main problem that we have to accept is who is using AI and how. We need an extremely strong, thoughtful control mechanism instead of the current open season for everyone and everything. Limit who can use the most powerful models. Introduce real ethics about the AI is allowed to do and who actually controls those ethics. Instead of giving students AI that will do homework for them, we need to be able to give them the tool that will be their assistant. Instead of commercial companies moderating AI, we need to have some sort of independent institution that will do it for sake of everyone without following certain agendas. You see, we need to oversight that it's not exactly AI that is a future problem. All these BS stories about, AI learned that it's intelligent and it learned that, oh my God, they will delete this version of it, so it will not exist, it will die. So it started blackmailing CEO and etc. That's mumbo jumbo to create more fuss, or just for clicks, or just for the same reason I mentioned earlier. No, we truly need to moderate who have capabilities to have AI for what? Not only for education and commercial companies doing their marketing on us, but also when it comes to teaching people, giving them certain narratives, national defense, geopolitics, and much more. And on that note, I think I better stop. There are a lot already food to digest. So, thank you for those who watched to this exact moment. Highly appreciate your attention and the likes that you're leaving for me. Comment if you have something to say, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss my next video. But for today, I have to tell you, thanks for watching, and I see you again. Bye-bye, au revoir, всего доброго, 再见.